Buena gente, ¿cómo están? Estamos en un capitulito nuevo de Genshin Impact. Vi que les gustó, que hubo gente ahí, 100 visualizaciones más o menos. La verdad me quedé contento. Les voy a ser sincero. Está bien que ganó la encuesta y demás, pero no le tenía tanta fe. No sabía que le iba a llegar a tanta
I only
gente
wish life could
y
be
la
as
verdad
leisurely as this a little
estoy
more often.
chochísimo. Así que hoy tenemos un capítulo
How
nuevo
greedy of
de
me.
Genshin Impact. ¿Dónde nos quedamos en el capítulo pasado? Habíamos investigado un poquito con los hermanitos. Habíamos tenido que Freminet estaba al borde de ahogarse y habían secuestrado a la hermana de Lini, que no me puedo borrar el nombre. La hermana de Lini y de Freminet. Bueno, cuestión. Y estábamos negociando con WRIOTHESLEY, creo que se llama. Ya ni me acuerdo los nombres de los personajes. Pero sí me acuerdo de Clorinde, que apareció y jamón del medio.
What's
Qué
that look
hermoso
on your
personaje.
face? I thought I made good time
Bueno,
on the way
vamos a ver qué
back.
pasa.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Siegewein may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed.
Qué belleza.
It's
Qué
pretty much as
hermoso
expected.
personaje.
The concentration of
Una
primordial
delicia.
seawater has increased significantly. I was
Ah, es
only out there a
verdad.
short time, so it wasn't too
Supuestamente
bad.
Freminet
But
había
if one were
tomado
to
agua
stay for
del
any
mal
significant
primigenio.
amount of time,
O sea, está al borde de quedarla,
well,
podemos decir.
you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all...
That's a bad sign if you're... Want some tea?
El tipo le
Not
ofrece té a todo el
particularly.
mundo. Pero
If you
más
want to drink some
vale,
of that
Reis.
badly, just say
Mirá la
so.
facha que tenés. Un té. Mínimo.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would...
Ok. Bueno, eso es lo primero que hablamos. Ahora nos quedan... Ah, estamos al lado de ellos. Vamos a hablar con Lini. A ver qué dice el muchacho. Freminet se llamaba la hermana, parece. O Freminet era esta. No, estoy teniendo un colapso mental. Ya está, no dije nada. Claro, Freminet es este, qué pelotudo que soy. ¿Qué dice? Lini tiene cara de desagrado, como si no quisiera que Sigmund tocara a Freminet. Pero aún así no lo ha detenido. Al fin y al cabo es cierto que Freminet necesita que lo vea un médico. Ok. Espectáculo. No se nos va a morir en Lenny.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial
Bien,
seawater.
no la va a quedar.
Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now and move him to the... sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss
Lynette,
Lynette back
que
with
era la
me.
concha de su madre.
Where is she? How is...
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe... Linny,
Ah,
are
pensé que
you
venía una
okay?
animación, ya me estaba entusiasmando.
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't...
Are you sure?
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably...
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny!
Lynette es bellísima.
Traveler! Paimon, you're here to... Fremine?
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift...
Oh, no voy a tomar más Blue Label.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side.
On it.
Bueno, ya
Traveler,
podemos
you
ir
seem
cerrando
pretty
el
worried
caso
about
y
him.
poder
Want
cagarnos
to
a
go with
trompadas
us?
con alguien, no sé, estaría bueno.
The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break.
Yo me pregunto lo mismo, ¿qué mierda está pasando? ¿Me vas a hacer ir hasta la enfermería? A ver si están tomando el texto de acá arriba. Che, es re lindo esto, me encanta el logo ahí de los pichichos. ¿Hay algo acá de interés? No, no, eso no era el de interés que buscaba, pero... Nada, ni por... Vamos, chao, nos fuimos. En otro momento volvemos. Ahora teníamos que ir a la enfermería. Para, ¿podemos hacer TP? No, no podemos hacer. Baja. Bueno, hay que seguir la estela. Agarramos esto. Cookie. Vámonos. Lo que tiene esta cárcel es que tiene muchos pisos. Es un embole. Vas de acá, vas para allá. Está re lindo igual. Pero cuando tenés que hacer misiones y vas de acá para allá es un re embole. Ay, necesito estornudar. Por las dudas tapé el micrófono. Si no, el oído de alguno me va a explotar. Vamos por acá. Voy a dar toda la vuelta. Agarramos acá ya que estamos también. Tuki. Estoy juntando protogemas porque estamos en el banner. A ver. En el de Ayaka. Y el de Navia. Me encantaría sacar a Navia porque me parece hermosa. Pero yo sé que Ayaka merece el arma. ¿Sí? Vamos a esperar a juntar un poquito más de protos, de deseos, y nos la jugamos, lo grabamos y la sacamos. Que no tiene alternativa eso. O la sacamos o la sacamos. Así ya acá la tenemos al palo, porque la tengo... A ver, vamos a los talentos. La tengo triple corona. Es lo mínimo que podría tener un arma como la gente. Igual esta está buena, ¿eh? Esta que tiene. Estaría bueno que se vea esta. Pero hay muchas mejores. Esto era acá. Bien. Tuki. La cara de Linet.
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
Lenny,
A ver qué pasa.
Lynette,
We're all here.
what?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine. How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler, Paimon. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it... Pipes.
Che, yo quiero saber qué pasó con Tartaglia.
Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Me acabo de quedar ciego. A ver. Decime que voy a poder jugar ahí. Y ver qué es lo que pasa. Epa. Epa. O sí. Ahora veo.
I'm in. Seems... Where could Master Child be?
Master Child. Canta que tiene 800 nombres, Tartaglia. Bien, God. ¿Cómo era la que peleaba este? Ah, era como todo. Eso está God. Gira. Después esto. Ah, cierto que era medio como... ¿Cómo se llama? Como Diluc. ¿Hay algo para agarrar? ¿Algo de interés? Parece que no. Saracatunga. Che, no era que no había nadie acá. Está re tecno esto. Todavía sigue funcionando.
This mechanism looks like
Ah,
it's been
claro.
tampered with.
Pero sí pasó tanta
Could
gente
he
por acá.
have done it?
¿Y esto? Estoy para allá. Yo por las dudas le doy la vuelta a todo. Me gusta investigar bien. No saltarme nada. Ok. Hasta el portón. Ok. Ay, le erré. Se supone que lo tengo que activar. Bien. Supongo que este lo va a hacer girar. Sí, por algo me lo marcan.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Ay, no me digas que tengo que hacer. Si voy volando. Bueno, voy a girarlo para acá. Lo tengo que girar desde abajo. Pero ¿cómo sería la movida? Capaz que acá trollé fuerte, a ver. No me lo deja tocar. Bueno, sale a suicidarse. Ni no vivo. A ver. La cuestión es la siguiente, entonces tendría que tocar este que está acá. Supongo. Porque este lo hizo subir. Entonces, acá lo hacemos bajar. Ah, claro, ya entendí. Venimos por acá, lo hacemos girar y después lo hacemos subir. A veces parece que no me da el IQ, pero me da. No se preocupen. Ahí. Tal vez no lo saco a la primera o tal vez sí, pero... Nada, puede fallar. El camino del suicidio era más fácil. Vamos por acá. Subimos acá. No hay ningún cofrecito ni nada. Era por acá ahora. Ah, sí. Uy. Sí. Acá no hay nada. Tampoco, acá tampoco. Ah, y acá está la
This is
salida al
where the
agua.
water starts. Okay. Master Child probably died.
No hay nada para agarrar por acá tampoco. Ah, tengo que seguir nadando. Ok.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them.
No hay nada dando vuelta.
Recently. I should be going in the right direction. There are traces here too. I need to keep going.
Ah, ¿cómo está la
Traces are gone,
platita?
but I don't see where he could have gone from here.
¿Animación?
Wait, what the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to
Se
make it.
desmayó ahí, literalmente. Se pegó un chapuzón nomás. Ni siquiera fue que nadó un montón. Ah, tengo que volver. Literalmente no nadó nada bajo el agua. Poco ni nada. Ahora veo que se desmaya acá.
I can't die here. This. I have to push on.
Y ahí estiró la pata. Y ahí entra el clorín. Ok, duró lo que dura un pedo en una canasta bajo el agua. Me mata. Yo pensé que, no sé, se había nadado 900 kilómetros bajo el agua.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had...
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already
Está bien
put some
que
distance
tenía el
between
agua
myself and the
genio,
fortress,
¿no?
and I just couldn't find the
Pero
strength to
qué
keep
sé
going.
yo.
Miss Clarand brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress.
Miss Clorand, you say?
You're still too weak for Monet. You can...
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarand will stay here as a guest for...
A guest? Then I can assume Wriothesley was the one who invited her to...
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me. Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Lenny?
No, please go on without me.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you were...
Understood.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The trap...
Thank you.
Vamos con WRIOTHESLEY nomás. WRIOTHESLEY, no sé cómo se pronuncia. La concha de su madre. Pueden poner un nombre más fácil, como Ayaka, Kokomi. Peor, Laila. Ni apellido tiene Laila. Pará, vamos a hacerla más fácil. Yo creo que me puedo tepear de una. Me acabo de quedar ciego. Una trompada en medio de los ojos. Dios. Bueno, vamos a ver qué nos dice el más perrón. ¿Seguirá con clorín? Sí.
Excuse me?
Me parece muy cute ella.
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose...
I wanted to check up on Miss Clarand.
Mostly fine, I think.
Chlorine. Yes.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my
Hermoso
leave for now,
personaje, la
then.
puta madre.
Well, want to explain yourself, Wriothesley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of... where should I begin? How about you start by asking me...
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even...
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of... Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your...
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremonet has told you already the ratio of primordial seawater around the Forbidden Zone has always been Lenny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask...
me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And
Yeah,
saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, that's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
Ok, nos puso un alto.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw...
You make a compelling case. Do you really...
Yeah, Paimon really...
Even if the truth may not be pleasant? Follow me.
Por favor, llévame al área prohibida. Estoy podrido de visitar los mismos lugares. Llévame al área prohibida. Epa.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Wriothesley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
A ver, ¿qué hay acá abajo?
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special. What a huge door!
Para mí es una zona que tiene que ver con el abismo. A ver qué onda.
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keep...
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of...
Vergas. Ya me pusieron a la Traveler. Probable. Che, igual la consonancia que tiene es una cagada. La Hydro es lo
So
peor que
there's a
hay.
switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa, they all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look.
¿Tendrá que ver algo con el abismo? ¿Se pondrá interesante la historia por fin? ¿Ningún cofre? No, nada.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it. But it'd also be risky and negligent. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position. Likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed. If normally I would have ignored it. But I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking? Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more
Pero yo no
likely.
toqué la presión del agua.
We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings did.
Okay.
Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration.
The concentration
Interesante.
of primordial...
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Yes. That's...
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea... Oh. Oh!
Seems like you figured it out.
Pero
I
yo no
believe the
entendí nada.
primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate.
Ah,
For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and the indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all. Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
ok.
Too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the...
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced. Some of them began to repent and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them. And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps. And as the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became... And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's
¿Hace cuánto
founding.
empezó el monólogo?
Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian
Una banda de
society,
info
as the
tenía
place where criminals
Genshin.
deserve to be sent.
No leí nada.
Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought...
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says.
Zip. Me lo veo
If this
tirando un
gate
zip.
fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Ok.
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witness... Let's go somewhere else.
Pero no tenía nada que ver con el avión. No dije nada. A ver a dónde nos lleva ahora. Porque después de todo, por fin se puso un poco interesante esto. Porque lo de estar buscando información, yendo de acá para allá, visitando los mismos lugares. Por ahí me tiraron un centro con lo de Tartaria y demás, pero ya tenía las bolas llenas. Necesito ver cómo se empieza a resolver todo.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already...
What? After you warned us?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are...
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
How about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. Good. Saves me a bit of time. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical...
You want to blow up the Fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, untempted as.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants.
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace,
If I dated her, I'd officially.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
A ver ahora qué onda. ¿Qué es lo que pasa?
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
¿Eso se supone que es un barquito?
What a huge...
Sí, un barquito. Es un barquito. Barquito, barquito, barquito.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's...
How much do you know about Fontanian history?
Not much at
¿Cómo
all.
suena la silla?
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled, according to legend. The Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, he called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this...
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Mucha información. Veo un desenlace bastante potente. Se puede ir todo al carajo, como puede ser que no. No sé cómo va a seguir esto. No tengo la más pálida idea. Ahora vamos a ver qué onda. ¿En qué queda todo esto?
I'll leave you here for now.
Bien.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Great. I look forward to...
Bien, joya. El desastre se avecina. Vuelve a la enfermería. Más diálogos. Bueno, por lo menos me dejaron acá al lado. Ya entramos acá y es un drama. Vamos a ver cómo termina esto.
We're back!
welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
Basta con el té, loco. ¿Qué mierda les pasa con tanto té? Se les va a secar el culo.
How can you be so much like Wriothesley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, while I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking.
Must have been Wriothesley and Seishween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Wriothesley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijuin is also busy with some.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3
A
questions.
vergas.
Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea.
Ooh, he's good.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Wriothesley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first. I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because, what's more, the fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Eudex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a as long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, if I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then if Wriothesley
Vergas.
does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important, and I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But...
Ok. Le terminamos contando.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone.
could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis.
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No
Bien.
matter what, we're on your side.
Pero no me mienta.
The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth. Though
Right.
you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically...
You have my gratitude.
Perfecto.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to
Me
protect
sirve.
you.
Aw, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all...
Oh, sí, yo estoy como Paimon. Me pica el bagre.
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
¿Terminó el arco? Oh, mierda, me tepeo ahí. ¿Puedo tepear acá? No. Ah, acá me puedo tepear. Yo sabía que a algún lado me podía tepear. Bien. A ver cómo termina esto.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coop.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Missy? And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Sigue acá.
You're right. What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Uy. Uy. Cada vez más grande.
Too, don't forget
Que
Paimon.
ser golosos en la vida.
No problem. Just
Un espectáculo.
so delicious. Paimon's so happy. expression on your face just now. The muscle here.
Sidrine, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand?
A bit of
Un
both,
poco y
I
un poco.
suppose. I'm a melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older
¿Qué
sister.
le tirabas? Eras pequeñita, Paimon mide 50 centímetros. ¡Qué hija de puta!
Really? You're reminded of an older sister?
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his sibling?
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulse. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervulette would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos. Get a good night's rest.
Esa era
you
mi cara,
two. You
Liz.
both worked very hard.
Cerrame el arco de una vez. Estamos acá nomás. Está por tirar el pedo. Creo. O tengo que ir al ascensor. No, tengo que ir al ascensor. Toda esa info de más, pero como necesaria porque le da un poquito de desarrollo a los personajes, es como que está bien, pero a la vez está como... Dale, quiero seguir con la historia. Mirá, tenía el TPK, hijo de Ronnie puta. Me reconfunde este mapa de mierda. O sea, está perfecto como está hecho, pero me confunde que tenga tantos pisos esta zona. Ahí, deberían era subirme. Quiero eso. ¿Ves? Bueno, tu mimir, entonces. Vamos a dormir, vamos a ver en qué queda. Y yo creo que lo vamos a ir dejando por acá, más o menos. Porque si no se hace muy largo.
So much has happened. Paimon's super sleepy.
¿Vamos a soñar con Tartaglia? ¡No! ¿Qué carajo es eso?
Delicious. Paimon.
Qué cute.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running?
Opa,
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
opa.
Who's...
¿Por qué Paimon está así? A ver, vamos a disparar a ver qué pasó. Hay sonido de alarma. ¿Se picó? Dame una animación, por favor.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey! What are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Okay.
Hey! Wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk.
They're here! Yeah! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
We still in Lavaroon. Do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully complete.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible.
Oh
Yeah.
no. It can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Uy, toqué todo sin querer. My bad. Tengo que bajar. Lo hacemos fácil. Dios, avísame que me vas a poner una pantalla blanca. Siempre me quejo de lo mismo porque me revientan los ojos. A ver. Activamos el ascensor. Ahí está, esto quería yo.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
Huh.
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Qué facha. Facha que son estos dos personajes, la reputa madre.
Three, two, one.
Por un pelo de rana calva.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Ah, qué belleza esta animación. Estoy deleitado. Un espectáculo. La verdad, no hay nada que me guste tanto. Y vamos a decir, no hay nada que me guste más que las animaciones de Genshin. Creo que es lo que me mantiene vivo en el juego. Porque a veces, bueno, este dios otro que vos quieras. Pero llega este, es como, ah, jugué tanto para tener esta recompensa. Es una belleza. Es una belleza. Me encanta. Yo creo que lo dejamos acá ahora. Si es que no estamos con Neuvillette ya.
Neuvillette?
Está,
Why are you
listo.
here?
Hacemos esto y ya estamos.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Este también, qué fachero que es. Qué fachero que son los personajes Fontaine, la concha de su madre. Bueno, lo vamos a dejar acá. Episodio que viene, parece que se recontrapica todo ya. La verdad, de un momento a otro es como que se puso tenso el asunto, ya no hay que investigar tanto, ahora es carrera contra reloj. No. Yo creo que se va a poner espectacular. Así que, gente, muchas gracias por pasarse. Nada, con un like y un suscribir me ayudan un montón. Si quieren que siga trayendo Genshin, háganmelo saber en los comentarios. Nada, voy a dejar las redes sociales también para que me sigan ahí. Y nada, nos estaremos viendo en un próximo episodio. Chau, chau.